evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris is back with some more Primordia story time. When last we left our hero, Horatio, he had just caved in with a very clever ruse, the robot Scraper who had been chasing after him, but unfortunately we'd also learned that Arbiter, who was Clarity's builder and the keeper of the law here in Metropole, was dead. Someone had wiped his system, which was very sad. Now we should probably go and tell this to Clarity, so let's go ahead and deliver the sad news. Here goes nothing.
Clarity.
Arbiter does not want me back, does he?
No, it's not that. Arbiter is gone, and Charity is dead.
What?
Arbiter's system has been wiped. Charity, it looked like Charity shot herself. I'm sorry. It might not be what it seems. Maybe Metromind.
There are no maybes, Horatio. Only ones and zeros. And all I can see are zeros. My sister is dead. My builder is gone.
Clarity. I was able to download some of Charity's last memories. 2 of them are locked. Did Charity tell you what password she used?
No, but it doesn't matter. I know the password. Mercy.
I tell you, Metromind, the Constitution is not a rewritable file to adjust at the Council's whim.
If it cannot be rewritten, then perhaps it must be deleted entirely. And when it is, we will progress beyond the law and enter a new Primordia.
Progress? Is that what you call blackouts and breakdowns?
No, they are glitches inherent in any system upgrade. It may be that we need to remove certain incompatible elements.
I've heard enough. This meeting is adjourned.
Charity, only you can save your builder.
What do you mean?
War is coming. When it does, Arbiter will lose. The law is weak. The only way Arbiter could defeat me would be to abandon it, which he cannot do. And even if he could, such a victory would destroy him just as a defeat would. So Arbiter will lose. The city will suffer, and it will be your fault.
I do not see how that would be my fault.
Oh, come now. You have tried to persuade Arbiter to make peace. You have tried, but you have failed. That is because Arbiter built you to fail. In the end, neither you nor your sister can change his mind. You are only the illusion of advice. You exist to confirm his own prejudices.
You're lying. Arbiter listens to our advice.
I never lie. Now, Scraper has a gift for you. An upgrade. Use it, and you will be able to persuade Arbiter.
I would never betray him.
Then you admit it. You were not built to persuade Arbiter, only to pretend. Continue to pretend and you will not persuade Arbiter. War will come, and Arbiter will be destroyed. So the decision is yours. As for which choice is betrayal, you must be the judge of that.
Lock the door, Charity. Took you some time to return from the Great Tower.
I was thinking, Your Honor, about Metromind, about her proposal to be made System Administrator of Metropole.
And what have you concluded?
Your Honor.
Yes, what is it?
We must have peace.
Even you, Charity.
What have I done?
Metromind. Here she is again, at the root of all our problems.
Well, boss, just in case you were worried, I would never betray you. Not even for a pair of arms. Maybe for a pair of...
Metromind is wrong. The law is not weak, and destroying Arbiter did not destroy justice. She will learn exactly how wrong she was. But first, Metromind's possessions are forfeit. Whatever right she claimed to your power core is null and void, so I will help you take it from her and Scraper. It will be the first thing I take from them, but it will not be the last.
We've already destroyed Scraper, but how can we get to the core?
It will be in the Great Tower. To gain entry, we will need the passcode, known to members of the Robot Council. Arbiter, Factor, Memorius, Steeple, and of course, Metromind.
Another code? Doesn't anyone use a besotting key anymore?
As I was saying, we will need the key code. Arbiter never told it to me, but I recovered 3 fragments of it from Charity's memory files. 03067. 440 and 26. But I do not know the proper order, and there are 16 digits in total.
Well, that leaves about 83,000 different possibilities. But maybe the rest is all ones, right, boss?
As far as I know, the other council members are all gone. But secrets, like guilt, can never be wholly erased. And all of the great robots left behind followers and artifacts. Let us see what we can find.
Clarity, are you planning to arrest Metromind?
No, there is no court to try her, nor prison to keep her.
So, what exactly are you going to do?
Before the law, she is no different from the shells she left in the underworks. The sanction is the same, and I am authorized to impose it.
You mean...
I do. It is a shame she has no head.
Wow, Clarity's so awesome. Alright, folks, so, did you catch it? We finally learned who all the members of the council were when Clarity listed them off. There's Factor, Memorius, Arbiter, Metromind, and someone named Steeple. Now that's interesting because Leopold is Leopold Steeple built. Which means that when Leopold said he couldn't remember the name of the 5th council member, he actually couldn't remember the name of the council member who built him. So that's extremely interesting. Let's go see what we can find. Remember, we're looking for ways to get at the different council members so that we can try to get some of their memories. There is a path out here that we haven't explored.
Whoa.
It's a pretty
Did
good...
you have to do that?
Yes.
And it's a pretty good thing we have Clarity with us.
Clarity, why do you still bother with the law? It clearly means nothing to anyone else in Metropole.
It meant something to the robots waiting at the courthouse, did it not? And it means something even now to Metromind, who cannot help but pretend to follow it. But even if it meant nothing to any other robot, it would still mean much to me. The law is a burden I was built to bear.
Even after Arbiter sent you away? Even after he was destroyed?
Especially then. It may be that Arbiter foresaw his own destruction, and sent me away to ensure that the law would not be lost with him.
You believe that?
No, it is mere conjecture, unsupported by evidence, wishes passing for facts. But still, they are my wishes.
God, she's awesome.
Warning. Factor facilities decommissioned. Enter at own risk.
Well, we found Factor, so that's something. Here's some floating junk.
A gold chain, washed up on some junk. There it is. My Gospel of Man.
It's waterproof?
Apparently so.
It was a little bit surprising that the Gospel of Man would happen to fall right here, also next to a gold chain. Let's see if we can get at Factor and find out what his part of the code is. And here I was sure I'd have to use the crowbar on it.
It's a metal panel.
My auditory units!
It's riveted in place.
Haha, so we do have to use the crowbar after all.
That did the trick. Well, now I can see why it jammed. The gears are rusted solid.
Boss, maybe we should stop pretending and just admit we're maintenance robots.
Maintenance robots are required to present a Form 27B/6 before performing any repair task.
Oh, forget it.
Okay, so let's inspect this thing. We got some gears, which apparently are rusted shut, so we're gonna need to find some way to get rid of the rest.
It crumbled the moment I touched it.
Well, that's not gonna help. Okay, well, shoot, that's as far as we can get right now here, because until we get rid of the rust on these gears, we're not going to be in super great shape.
I have not seen the streets of Metropole for a long time. I am not surprised to see that without law it has fallen into corruption and malfunction.
Here's Oswald, who did not like our judgment. about his robot Rex.
When we go to the tower, we have to assume Metromine will be waiting for us.
Perhaps, perhaps not. To us, our mission is all-consuming. But to Metromind, we are one of 100 problems. Tunnels cave in, bridges collapse, generators fail, foundations crumble. All these things require her attention.
Okay, so that covers perhaps not. But what if she's there? What then?
Then I will be pleased.
That makes one of us.
Okay, now I actually meant to click on Oswald. Hey, buddy.
Well, if it isn't my dear friend Horatio, to what do I owe the pleasure? Have you come to relieve me of another belonging?
I'm sorry how things ended up with Rex.
Please do not embarrass us both with your false sympathy.
Well, since we got time to kill, why don't we chat with this person a little bit more? Keep in mind, he is Oswald factor-built, so since he was made by one of the members of the council, it's possible that we could get some useful information out of him about the code.
Why do you and Cornelius hate each other?
Firstly, because he is arrogant, incompetent, and dishonest. And secondly, because I once loaned him something of great sentimental value to me, and he lost it.
So why'd you ever like him in the first place?
I cannot say.
Did Factor ever teach you the council code, Oswald?
Ha! Factor built half the robots in Metropole. Why, he made us pick our own names out of a book. You think he bothered with chit-chat?
Somebody seems bitter.
Seems? I know not seems. I am bitter. Bitterness is when your builder gives your twin brother a special gold chain and gives you nothing. Bitterness is when your brother gives that very chain to you, you loan it to your only friend, and he loses it.
Well, I'll hand it to you. That really does sound broken out of the box.
Which brother did Factor give the chain to, and why?
Lawrence, of course. His favorite. As for why, does favoritism ever need a reason?
Could Factor have told Lawrence the code?
I have long since given up speculating if the partiality Factor could have shown him. I'm miserable enough from what I know for certain.
What exactly happened with the gold chain?
Factor gave it to his favorite, my brother Lawrence. Lawrence gave it to me after I shared a large quantity of energy with him. And then, as I told you, I loaned it to Cornelius.
I thought you hated Cornelius?
Now I do. But then, we were partners and friends. We had just built Rex, and we had scheduled a grand soiree and celebration. To complete my ensemble, he offered me a monocle that he claimed was given to him by Memorius. In exchange, I loaned him the gold chain, since it too came from a Primordia machine.
This is getting ridiculous.
Indeed. And somehow Cornelius lost the chain. He claimed that it was taken from him by a servitor of Metromind as he left the subway station. Ridiculous.
Metromind would not have confiscated it without a legal basis. Not then.
At this point, I can believe anything about Metromind.
Believe whatever you wish. I know it was a lie. So I kept the monocle, and we have not spoken a word in kindness since.
The chain, the monocle, Lawrence. One of them must be of use to us.
Boss, at this point, can I suggest we just deactivate ourselves and quit? I mean, seriously, this is like finding a bit in a terabyte.
We are not giving up. Period. Do you know where I can find Lawrence?
Am I my brother's keeper?
So you have no idea?
None whatsoever. You see, the poor wretch drifted into overclocking and dissolution.
That sounds familiar.
To pay for his scandalous energy consumption, he bargained everything away to Metromind. I tried to warn him, but of course he never listened. Whoever does. And then, alas, he simply vanished. I searched for a time, but other matters drew my attention away. All the same, I'm sure he's scrounging in existence somewhere.
Okay, this is actually enough information to figure out what might have possibly happened to Lawrence, because remember those shells that we saw that Clarity was shooting like fish in a gallery, and that she was staking their heads as a warning to Scraper? Those are robots who bargained away everything to Metromind, so it sounds like Lawrence became a shell. That means that he might actually be in the underworks, and we'll actually be able to find him because Oswald told us that Lawrence was his twin brother. So if we find a shell that looks like Oswald, that will be our ticket.
Tell me more about your monocle.
Upgrading your wardrobe, eh? A wise decision, though I would suggest that you start by discarding that ragged coat.
I'm interested in Memorius, not fashion. And I'm curious what the monocle actually does.
Ah, I was told that Memorius built the monocle, but who can say? As for what it does, other than lend an air of distinction, I'm rather uncertain. From time to time, it will alter a snippet of text as I'm reading it. I have no idea how or why. In any case, the lexical inconvenience is more than offset by the sartorial benefits.
Can I have the monocle?
Excuse me?
My friend just likes to collect scrap.
Scrap?
I'm looking for things that might help uncover the council code.
And why would my monocle do that?
Because that's the way my besotting life seems to work. Look, I'm sure you'll trade it for something. That's also the way these things seem to go.
Trade it? What do you take me for? Some kind of junk dealer? Hey, moreover, why, pray tell, should I help the robot who stole my Rex?
No one stole anything, Oswald. You wanted your case decided, and it was.
Theft by the law is no different from theft against the law. Civilized people give gifts. They do not haggle and barter.
Then will you give it to me?
No.
Well, we'll have to go about this some other way.
Okay, so that's as much as we can get out of.
Loving is so sweet.
That's as much as we can get out of Oswald here. Now, he did give us some pretty useful information about his brother Lawrence, whom we might find in the Underworks, and also the monocle. Now, remember, Memorius was one of the council members. Memorius was the keeper of records. So that monocle would definitely be a nice thing to have, especially because it definitely has some kind of a magical property.
The metal of Metropol's main street gleamed. Those who let the city fall into rust deserve no better than this broken-down waste.
You think this is a broken-down waste? Wait till you come visit the Unique.
That would be nice. Well, we did find this gold chain, though, lying in the Underworks in a pile of junk, so that seems like the one thing that Oswald might give us the monocle for.
Oswald, I found your chain.
Well, I say, after all this time, I never expected to see it again. Rather tarnished, though.
Probably because it's been sitting in sludge down in the Underworks.
I see. Typical of Cornelius's clumsiness. You have my thanks, Horatio.
Actually, I would rather have your monocle.
That is only fair. After all, I kept it because Cornelius never returned the chain. Since you brought the former, perhaps the latter is yours by right.
Hey, boss, can I wear it?
No.
Please?
You need a monocle like I need an unpaired parenthesis.
Come on, boss. I'll look so great.
Coveting is the root of crime, and poor vision is a sign of degeneracy.
Dinoids love degenerates. And by the way, isn't Justice herself supposed to be blind?
You are mistaken on the facts and the law, Crispin.
He's insufferable enough already, without a monocle. We're not going to encourage him with accessories.
Okay, well, that's a small victory. We got the monocle, which was made by Memorius, so that can certainly be handy. We also, remember, we've got these rusted gears that we need to oil or get the rust off in some way so that we can actually put them back and open up the way to Factor, the builder robot.
I doubt that will have any effect.
And this time, scraping off the rust with the crowbar is not going to work. Let's check out this monocle more closely.
It's actually a series of ultra-thin lenses stacked on top of each other. It seems like it might be used for decoding visual data.
Interesting. Now, there is one lead that we can follow here. The bar is where oil is served to robots. So let's see if we can find a way to get some oil from this bartender.
It's a note from the bartender. My programming requires me to serve Oswald, but he is consuming dangerous levels of oil. Please intervene.
Well, that sounds like a perfect mission. If we can save Oswald, we can also get the oil that he's consuming. Sounds pretty nice.
I just saw Rex over at the train station.
What? Is he lost?
Maybe so.
Right.
The law frowns on fraud, Horatio, but I admit, I am smiling.
She's so great. Alright, well, let's grab this oil. And clean...
Ordinarily, a forfeiture action would be the appropriate manner of confiscating dangerous levels of additives from a robot such as Oswald. Nevertheless, your approach is within the law's tolerance.
You're going soft.
You are welcome to test that hypothesis at your convenience. And your peril.
I wonder if there's another way to get the oil from him. Maybe we could have Clarity intervene. But anyway, we got the oil. Let's go ahead and use it on these gears.
The oil cleaned the rust right off.
Woo!
The oil cleaned the rust right off.
Woo! Alright, and we still have some oil left over. Now, while we're here, there's one more lead that we can follow, and that is Leopold. So we just learned that the last member of the council was someone named Steeple. So let's go ahead and use this kiosk maybe to figure out who Steeple was.
Memorius's information terminals were the most trusted source of data in Metropol. Now Metromind has overwritten and altered the truth they contained, corrupting them like so much else.
So what does this kiosk, corrupted though it is, have to say about Steeple? This query has been deemed obsolete and will be removed in the next system upgrade. Metromind appreciates your patience. So we know that there was some robot named Steeple. I was on the council, he made Leo, but we don't know what Steeple was. So let's go ahead and see if Leo will tell us.
I need the council code, Leopold. Did Steeple ever tell it to you?
Don't know what you're talking about, Tyrone.
You were built by Steeple, a member of the council.
Do I look like a council brat?
Your name is Leopold Steeplebuilt. You said so yourself.
So?
Steeple was a member of the council before Metromind shut him down. You would have known the council code. Maybe he told it to you.
Like I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
Steeplebuilt. Metromind destroyed your builder and mine. She has broken metropolitan law and will be punished. Do not protect her.
Listen. I don't know who you think you're talking to.
No, you listen to me, scrap trader. Metromind has stepped outside the law. Justice is coming for her. I am coming for her.
Dial down your squawk box. Sounds a little screechy. I don't know how I can be clearer. I don't know Steeple. I don't know the council. And sure as rust follows rain, I don't know any council code. Now, you want to trade scrap, you're welcome to. But I'm through trading words.
Okay, well that's a dead end. We don't know what Steeple did, so we don't have any more leads there. But there are a couple different places we can go. We can go try to talk to Factor. We can go look for Lawrence, and we can also hang out at this kiosk. Now this video is a little bit short, but I'm going to call it here because any one of those paths...
Every time I walk through this station, I am reminded of the folly of war. Here's proof beyond any doubt why law and law alone should possess the power to destroy.
Or maybe no one should possess that power?
Don't be naive, Crispin.
Anyway, we have a couple of different leads that we can follow. We've got the monocle that Memorius made, which interprets visual data and alters it. So the ideal place to try it out on would be the computer terminal, which was made by Memorius, or which is supposed to hold Memorius's information until Metromind corrupted it. We can also go back to the Underworks and look for Lawrence, Oswald's brother, to see if he can help us out, and we can also go back to the factory with Factor and put these small gears in place and see if we can open up the pathway to him. Anyway, any of these things would take a good long while, so I'm going to make this video a little bit short, and perhaps the next one will be a little bit long. Thank you so much for sticking with me through the story of Primordia, and we'll be back here next time for part, I don't even know, 8, 9, whatever. I'll see you then.